Okay, let's get caught up on what's going on. We launched Basic after our haul out and grabbed a slip here in Shelter Bay.
You see this one sticking out, right, the cat?
Yeah. Our plan was just to be here a week and then head on out, but that didn't happen. We did finish our rigging. Got a few things done. Weather was looking snotty. Timing was not looking good, and Lynn had to fly out back to the States for a situation.
So obviously it's a change of pace, new scenery.
Yeah, back in the States.
Back in the States for a little bit. The weather has not been cooperating for us, and since we're going to be on the dock for a little bit, I decided it was time for me to come back and check in on Emma and Compass, but it actually kind of worked out because there was a little family situation where my parents had to go out of town, and so
it just made sense for you to come back for a bit.
So I'm back here, and it's kind of nice to just kind of do a little reset. I've been missing this one for a little bit now.
And Compass.
And Compass. So yeah, we're just, I'm going to be here for a little bit until my parents get back, and we decided today that we do a little female bonding and do what we ladies like to do sometimes.
Shopping.
Shopping.
As soon as she gets back, we will kind of button up our time here and head on out. Timing should be a lot better anyway. Sea state will be calm. Trade winds are starting to click around to be in our favor. We're going to be heading north from here. We're going to do San Blas and get a good angle to San Andreas, Colombia. And from there, we'll bounce around to a couple other spots as we start migrating north.
Just kind of nice to be back and get a little coolness, a little cool off from the heat in Panama. So
yeah, AC
nice
must be pretty nice.
AC is very,
You're
very
a little cold
nice
right now?
No, just perfect.
You know, I have about 2 more weeks before she gets back, so I'm trying to tackle a few things. Right when we first got to Panama, we had tackled this bulkhead. It was, remember, it was all cracked. It was horrendous.
It is painting day. First of how many coats?
Multiple
coats. So
At least 3.
yes. So this is a good day for us.
Our repairs and paint just turned out amazing. The time here in Panama, this is just, it's looking brand new still. So, actually it looks so good that I wanted to paint the rest of the cockpit. So I spent the last week kind of sanding and prepping and giving a, you know, just a nice fresh couple of coats of the Total Boat wet edge on here, and it looks good. It's kind of addicting actually. After putting this down and kind of making this look all shiny and nice, I got to looking at the next worst area and the next worst area, and I just want to keep working my way through this boat again. Some of these areas we haven't touched in years. Well, one of them is the sugar scoop. Back in, well, let's go look at this thing. Back in Mazatlan a few years ago, we were hit and ripped this whole corner off.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this. In all the years that we have had Basic, we have never had this happen before.
We did the repair in about 5 days.
I'm just so sick to my stomach right now.
The port captain and harbor master tracked down the culprit, and after a brief negotiation, shake hands on a token settlement. The crew decides to suck it up and make the repairs ourselves. So we rolled up our sleeves and got to work.
And the repair is solid. I feel good about the repair. It was like from here up to here. That looks great.
This is really unbelievable.
Believe it. But I kind of rushed things when it came to the finish work. We only put down 1 coat of paint over this whole area. And I'm getting ready for our top coats. We'll put 2 to 3 coats on over the next day and a half. But our weather window's tightening up. We got to get out of here. We'll probably put the final coats on later. And it shows. That's the primer that's just kind of peeking through. This whole thing needs to be redone. Before I do it though, the little more damage from this impact kind of cropped up over the last 2 years right here. I want to fix that at the same time. and a little bit more right here. So what we'll end up doing is I'll grind this out, do these repairs, and then get some fresh paint down.
Yay! Chick-fil-A! One of my favorite things about being back in the States is at Chick-fil-A. I love my mom's cooking, but you know, gotta have it.
Can't help herself. She's become a typical teenager, you guys.
So let's take a look at what needs to happen. All this needs to be sanded, prepped, and well, I need to strip out everything first as much as I can. But this is the big thing right here. When we did the damage, it was kind of up to about here, but this crack has opened up. I don't think this was, it didn't travel this far up. I recall it came straight up in here was the damage. This obviously happened during that same impact, but it just opened up later. I want to fix this. And I see another one starting here, so I'll fix this one at the same time. There was a big impact down here, which kind of moved a couple things right here. So I'll get these two repairs started, grind those out, get some new glass on there, faired and primed. Then we can strip and sand and paint this whole sugar scoop. Sounds easy. Sounds fun, actually, because this is an eyesore. Look at this. The paint up here, that's all looking good. I've got multiple coats of that wet edge up there, and it's been holding up real good. One coat, not so good. So that's the key, is the application. Do the right thing, and we'll see more lifespan out of this. Okay, I got a lot to do. My project for the week. We'll see what how much I get done. Hopefully I could finish this before she gets back. I think I can. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is grab some cloth. This is not a structural element of Basic, so I just need something light duty here. This is all pretty heavy. Actually, this should work right here. Perfect. Just need a small piece of this. I need this now because I need the width. I'll wrap this around and mark it out so I can grind this out. Okay, let's take this piece now. I'm gonna wrap it around this. Just kind of mark this out. I'm gonna go, let's go 3 inches on either side of this. Make sure I get a nice piece in here. So that's going to be my target right here. Okay, I got the preliminary grinding done. I'll clean this up in a minute, but I can see what's going on now. Looks like there's a little seam right here between 2 panels of Nitacore, and that's where it cracked out. So it's good to get a little strength on that, and same, here's where that panel ended. So I'll get a little more glass right through these areas. I'll clean it up here with my multi-tool. This was just filler, it looks like, right here. But we'll get this all buttoned up and nice and strong. Don't know if you noticed this. Battling a little injury. The whole corner of my face is a little bit swollen. Went on a little excursion the other day. Actually, we went for a walk through the jungle with a couple of friends. Okay, 7 seconds.
Will we know?
Oh, I don't know. And somewhere along the way, I caught a branch to the face. Snapped me pretty good. Dense jungle. Oh, it was fun though. Go one more.
It's scary. Oh my god! One broke. Alright.
It was worth it. Okay, let's see where we stand out here. Getting warm in the sun, but I need to get some epoxy going. Want this to cure overnight. Let's take a look at where we're at. Okay, this is all ground back. You can really see the damage here, and see how there was a little bit of crack that opened up here, so I dished out all the damage right there. And same with up here. Got a nice clean exposure of the core. But take a look at the inside here. Okay, so I was cleaning things up. This is where that crack was right here. So I dished out all the loose material and actually exposed a little bit of the polypropylene honeycomb right here. So I dried everything out. Felt like there was a little bit of moisture that had wicked through this crack. Let it sit in the sun a couple hours, and we're gonna get some thickened epoxy in here. I want to kind of clean up that substrate, make it nice and smooth. I'm going to put cloth on first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, beautiful day. No rain, bit warm, but I'll take it. Let's get some epoxy going. This is not going to take much. Probably 1 pump, possibly 2. I'll go 1 at a time. And thicken this up with some 406. I'm using a 206 hardener, which is a slow hardener. It is plenty warm enough. This should fire off still. Once that sun hits it, I would think within half an hour it'll be kicking. Okay, I'm trying to get this to about peanut butter consistency. I don't want it to sag. I like using the 406 here. This stuff is amazing. You know, it's kind of on the higher strength when it comes to adhesive fillers. It's hard to sand, but if you put it down nice and clean, you don't need much sanding. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, I'm gonna have to come clean on this one. This was actually something I did years ago, probably 10 to 12 years ago. The hole shape came down, dipped down over here, and I didn't like this extra little profile. So I filled this in. Obviously I didn't put enough glass on there, so when we took that impact, it fractured both sides of it. So this is my correction. It lasted quite a long time though. I just used a really light cloth on there, just trying to keep the weight down. It's a non-structural component of the boat, just a cosmetic filler, but I guess I learned my lesson. On both ends, I'll beef them up from now on. Okay, let's get out of the sun for a minute. Let that do its job. It'll be plenty hard by morning to sand out. It doesn't faze me at all if a little moisture gets into the core of our boat. We're made of Nidicore, which is a polypropylene honeycomb. If you look real close on this, each of those are sealed cells. So if moisture gets into one, you actually have to break through to the next one for the moisture to travel through. lifespan of polypropylene underwater is much longer than I'll live, probably tenfold on my lifespan. Well, it's the next morning. Plenty of time for this to fire off. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, it looks good. Gonna lay cloth in here next, but first I'll shape this, sand it all nice and smooth. That way the cloth could wrap on these seams here. This is where that fracture was, right through here. I dished it out and filled it in, and it was fractured here too. I dished that out and filled that in. Now when we start layering cloth over this, it should be nice and strong. Okay, let's look where this stands. It's looking pretty good. Everything's smooth. I'm using a damp cloth to just get all the dust off and kind of feel if I've missed anything. But that feels good. Nice little lip here. Yeah, cloth's ready for this one. With everything prepared, this will go quick. It's not going to take much resin. Probably about one pump. I've cut a couple little pieces of cloth. Got a little paintbrush. Let's do one pump at a time. This went down nicely. That's one layer. Kind of tucked right in there. Got, actually up here was a little different. I do this in multiple pieces. I put one strip down here and one strip over here. So this one overlaps to about here and this one overlaps into here. So I've got a double seam going over right where that crack was starting. That wasn't a big spider crack, but this will definitely stop it. Okay, we'll let this fire off, sand this out, and see what it looks like. If I need another layer, I will, but I think this should do it.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A huge thanks goes out to our wonderful patrons, whose generous support drives the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. Good thing, because my mom will be back soon and Basic needs to be put back together so they can leave Panama. So come back next week to see how this storyline all plays out. See you then!